play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombs Nico gonna find Rainer.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming series. Tonight, coming at you, we got a Division A matchup here between ReGen Retro and Terry's crew, and I am joined by the blanket of Repsychic, but also the inside of that blanket, good old Repsychic.
That'd be me. That's me, everyone. This is my blanket.
How you doing tonight, Repsychic?
I'm really good tonight, Aero. I'm really, really good tonight, actually.
Excellent. I saw you got your placements done. That's always a good thing.
I did get my placements done, yes. I hit Diamond 5, and I have 3 days for some reason, which makes me sad, but that's okay.
There you go. Well, hey, listen, let's take a quick look at our maps here, because it looks like maybe our teams are about ready to go. So we do have a little bit of a different setup tonight, as we only have one ban out of Terry's crew. ReGen Retro banned out Alterac Pass and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Terry's crew banned out Towers of Doom. They also attempted to ban out Hanamura, but that's not a map we're dealing with here. So we're gonna go to Sky Temple for our first game here.
Cool.
And just double checking here, because it sounds like we've got one person maybe in the restroom for one of the teams. Maybe they're ready to go. Not sure what we're doing over here. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out and being patient there as we got the teams all set up and ready to go here. I really don't know what they're doing here. They're moving people around. There we go.
Thank you, Lidrock. This is my blanket.
Nice blanket.
Really cozy.
It looks like it would be really comfortable and warm.
It's pretty warm, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable.
Oh, yes. There you go. There you go.
So, Aero, you have six views total. I just noticed on Twitch. That's very silly. Total.
Oh my.
Total, not right now. If you had 6,000 viewers, I'd be.
Yeah, that'd be insane, right?
I'd take the blanket off because I'd be sweaty.
Whoa. I mean, if we had 6,666 viewers, we'd be outpacing what Blizzard gets on their stuff. So, yeah. Make me Captain Aero. Who's okay? Shredded. Set Captain. And of course, we have a placement bug.
Oh no. Everyone's favorite bug.
Really glad that we were 10 minutes into this before we could figure this out.
What a silly, silly game this is, Aero. Sometimes.
Alright, so still doesn't work. So Rick, what do you know anything about this Terry's crew team?
I noticed names. I know names. I see BXA Shredded. I see Ashbash. I don't know if they want me to call them BXA. I know that stands for Broken Alliance, but I'll just say BXA because that sounds really fun. There's Ashbash I know of. Shredded I know of. Mandy I know of. So yeah, no, there are definitely names there that I recognize. I've never seen them all together, but yeah. I've never heard of ReGen though. That's beyond me.
Yeah, it sounds like some like new, I don't know, noob organization. Like,
definitely a brand new organization, never been seen before. New to this season, I would assume.
Well, I think they did have some adjustments in their team, didn't they? One or two people.
Yeah, a couple. And oh, Sky Temple.
Indeed. Oh, and I'm the ref, so we get to see the chat behind Recycling, but only a little bit of it.
Excellent. It's only behind my head though, which is
It's really over your shoulder. Other shoulder. There you go. To your right shoulder.
My right is this way.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll just have to trust me. You'll see.
I'll trust.
Drop so we can fix these guys.
Oh no.
All right. So just a quick adjustment to be made there. Lupus ReGen is Newborg for sure. Welcome, Lupus. It's good to see you. After our cast, I believe it was last night that we cast Lupus.
Yes, I believe it was. Indeed.
That was some games with Murda, actually. Murda in the chat.
Which
in here,
Murda?
repping for the team.
I think he owes me $1 million. No.
Medallions.
He owes me medallions.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, actually, Murda doesn't owe you $1 million because,
no, he
as
doesn't.
I seem to recall, I didn't feed.
Aero, I can explain.
All right, well, here we go.
Okay. All right.
The teams say that things look right this time, so
okay.
Hopefully that's
We're ready
correct.
to go. All right. Sky Temple, take 2.
Sky Temple, buddy. You know, this is a map that doesn't get picked a whole lot, and I'm excited to see it.
I like it. I don't know why people, not that people hate it, but I feel like it's on the bottom of the totem pole, we'll say, of the picked maps. I feel like it's at the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, no one really picks it. I disagree. I like it. I like it a lot. That's just me. To each their own.
Yeah, it is one that can be a little difficult to catch up on if you get an early lead. So we're gonna see the Garrosh band coming out here first from Terry's crew. I'm gonna screw that up a lot. I'm gonna keep wanting to call it Terry Crews. I'm not sure why.
I can't imagine why. I assume that there's nobody by that name in the world at all.
Definitely.
No. All right, so Johanna ban. I think that's a good ban right up the gate, just because, you know, with recent changes and whatnot, she's safe. She's the safest soaker. She kind of just walks in and says, "My orbs now." But I think you and I had this discussion, and by you and I mean just you. But you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We're friends, Rec. So when we have a conversation, even if it's just one of us talking, it's both of us.
It is both of us. You're right. You're right.
Spoken like a true narcissist.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh,
gonna get the fall stab ban, so you know the global and also that boss control. So you know Johanna,
big.
yeah, Johanna's also quite good for the boss, and Sonya, a hero that I think went quite a distance up in the ranks there for value in this new meta. So I like that ban, and I like to see it as an early ban too, because you don't often see, you know, a hero like Sonya prioritized so early in the draft. But this is a good statement.
Yeah. I definitely like. Oh, Jaina. Okay. Wave clear already being taken out. Mage damage, whatever you want to call it, and
well, all right, we get to find out.
Oh wow. Okay, this is gonna be fun. So Abathur Sylvanas, that is, in the olden days would be double specialist. I think she's a damage now, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, she fits in the ranged assassin category, so I would say so.
Yeah, I know, but point is, this is a lot of siege right here. Just and a white mane. Oh, this is gonna be a fun game, Aero. I'm already feeling it. But that is a lot of siege pressure. It's a lot of defensive pressure against siege as well. If he opts to go mule, which on Sky Temple, I believe most people do. Because more or less, these objectives are kind of a timer, for lack of a better term. You know, once it starts, it's not going to stop. So there's that. But I like this a lot.
Yeah, and so we haven't seen a whole lot of white main in general. This, in fact, I don't know that we've seen it at all in any of the games that I've cast this week. That, with the exception of Div S, where another ReGen team, TT Porky, pulled out the white main and was pretty effective with it. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. And there's going to be the Illidan and of course the gray main ban on the other side. But you know, we talked about the increased value of Sonya. We didn't talk about the decreased value of Abathur. And so this is really exciting to see how this Abathur works out on this updated map with this XP change.
Yeah, I suppose it's more teamfight presence, ironically, because you know, he's normally a body. Oh my god, Aero, I love their comp already. And I just mean the characters. not necessarily what they do, but Tyrael's a fun one. Boss control, like we discussed before. Zagara, oh boy, I'm liking both of these drafts. They're really fun. And Anduin is always a safe pick, I think, especially if he opts for Light Bomb against, say, Mosh Pit. Light Bomb's gonna land on someone who's been moshed no matter what. So like, there's almost always a presence for interrupts. He might not even take Mosh Pit. He might take Stage Dive. You know, this is a big Stage Dive, and they do have an Abathur. So
of course. All right. Well, Samuro is another hero that his stock went through the roof with these changes, and now, oh my goodness, Rek, this is absolutely insane. Like the Samuro Abathur combo is just, it's disgusting to begin with, and they're gonna be able to soak all three lanes, assuming that, you know, Meliodas is, you know, a good Samuro player, which you would hope at this point, if you're gonna pick it in a match here.
Yeah, no
they'll be able to Illusion Master all three lanes, soak all three lanes, while the rest of the team can, you know, push whatever lane they want to with the Sylvanas.
Absolutely. Do you think they'll go for a nice tower at first, like, you know, bottom or top lane, or no? With the Sylvanas, I mean, maybe not.
They
maybe
might,
not with Abathur. I don't know.
But yeah, I was just gonna say the Abathur makes it a little difficult, and also, I feel like the team that Terry's crew has is enough backline, you know, the Zagara damage, the Jaina damage, they can probably put out a lot of damage onto heroes trying to get onto a tower and be spread out to do that, so it might be a little dangerous for them.
Okay, well, Aero. Irregardless, the game is about to begin.
Oh, look at that. Hey guys, somehow Rek just got muted. I don't know what's happening.
Sorry. Okay, no more. Just needed one for the evening. That one was actually a request. That one, I would not have said it this evening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was a request from somebody I kicked from a group earlier, if I had to guess.
Be correct.
Yeah.
Anyway, Aero.
Rek, we went from 20 viewers to 15 viewers after you said that. Our chat clearly hates you for this. I'm actually kidding.
I mean, yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get our teams introduced here. You know what? I'm going to start us off on the left side with ReGen Retro here. We've got Zamibars on Tyrael, Meliodas on the Samuro here, Splash on the Abathur, Aaron on, what's her name? Sylvanas, and Deltron on Anduin.
And red team, my friends over here, are Terry's crew. That's going to be Mischief playing Jaina, Ashbash on White Main, Azazel on Zagara, Shredded are going to be playing ETC, and Mandy on Thrall.
All right, so it looks like Anduin and Sylvanas, a pair that, at least according to Warcraft lore, you wouldn't expect to hang out together, are heading into the bot lane. Tyrael's going to keep an eye out here for this rotation from Terry's crew. But it's just going to be Zagara rotating down. A lot of patience there from both Anduin and Sylvanas to stay in that bush And if Deltron was just a little bit closer there, I think Zagara finds herself in the graveyard. But gonna get that rotation now from Terry's crew into the bot lane here. And ETC's coming in behind him too.
I like it. But it looks like ReGen Retro kind of knew right out there. You saw the danger pings being pinged there. Yeah.
So currently, Samuro was covering up top here. We've got Abathur and Tyrael in the mid lane. And we do see Abathur kind of in the lane, not quite close enough to gather those XP globes. So either needs to adjust his positioning, which he does there. Or, man, yeah, there you go. All right. So he's gonna put it out there. But Samuro like starts on the camp. Both teams are on the camps now. Yeah. All of the camps.
I mean, all of the camps are being taken. Hooray. Everybody gets a camp. You get a camp. You get a camp. But yeah, kind of like simultaneously too. They were without missing a beat, really.
So with this time that Samuro's on the camp here, Thrall has been able to push in, has a pretty decently sized wave here, as now Abathur is going to head up there to the top to kind of counter pressure that at least, and can probably soak all of that XP right there at the wall.
Yeah, but there is a cost, a bit of a cost. No, nothing major, but a bit of a cost with a little bit of damage, actually quite a bit of damage onto the bottom turret there. Early siege against Abathur is really painful for him because, you know, anything that's permanent is permanent. Like, that hurts.
Yeah. So we'll see, and they'll have these temples up before level 7's available for that mule, so certainly could, with the Bruiser camp, potentially see them getting this tower, although Samuro getting pretty low is going to make use of that Abathur to heal up and get that healing well as well. So Thrall versus Abathur Samuro here in the top, and Tyrael coming up here as well to try to help out.
Tyrael doesn't have any pure lockdown, at least not until 10, if he so chooses to pick Judgment. But outside of that, I don't think he secures a Thrall there.
So do you think that with this comp, with this Sylvanas and Samuro, do you think that they go into Judgment, or do you think that it's a Sanctification?
I think it's still Sanctification. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I still say Sanctification with more boss control. What I'm really thinking, though, is Zagara just split pushes the entire game. That's what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking when I saw her picked up here with the Samuro, as it looks like Terry's crew is going to get onto the top, as Zamibar's here with the Abathur hat chasing after the ETC. Deltron not able to quite land that Chastise to get the root.
Nope. But yeah, it's funny, Aero. I think with these experience orb changes, I don't know, maybe call me crazy, but I feel like split pushing is now an option. You know, like a viable option.
I could see it. You know, it probably depends on the map a little bit too, because with this map, it's so much value from these temples. Although it does take some time, so heroes like Zagara, if they really take the time to push, can probably get a lot of value. And so far here, it is going to be mid at about 20% health for the side of Terry's crew. But we've got Abathur meowing up meowing, something like a cat, the top fort here. So that'll be nice and healthy. So even though both teams got a full temple, Terry's crew definitely going to feel the effects there, as Thrall now getting caught with the Tyrael and Abathur once again. But Mandy's going to zip out.
Thrall's too good at that. He gets out. You know what's funny about Mule Aero that I didn't know? It actually has a passive health regen, which I didn't know. It's not a lot, granted, but it exists.
I was just going to try to see if I could find the mule to see if I could see what it looked like. But
yeah, it's just a solid 1. 1 health per second.
Well, there you go. Well, down here, we've got Terry's crew coming in. Samuro's pretty far away, so he's sending himself down here, leaving some clones up top, and going to try to make it. But Tyrael going to get the power slide in, and getting that shield to pull back a little bit, as now Samuro making it, and is going to push back Terry's crew. So
I liked
pretty solid play.
I liked the attempted invade, but the defense from ReGen Retro is pretty solid. So I appreciate what Terry's crew was going for there.
Yeah, the only thing I don't even want to say that I didn't like about it, but the only thing that I would say about it is it was too late. They had a point where Tyrael was up top with Samuro, and they were kind of hanging around that that siege camp at that time. That was the time for them to go. But it looks like Jaina is not gonna fall. It might actually be Zamibar's as ETC getting the power slide and the knockback. Zami has no mana left here on Tyrael, calling for the assist on, I think, both sides here, but he's just able to get that smite and sneak out of there.
Yeah, Swift Retribution is a pretty freaking good talent with an additional 20% movement speed, and that does 20% on top of 20%. So I believe it brings it up to 40 or 45. I forget.
Yeah, I think I want to say 45, but I'm not 100% sold on that.
I might be wrong. I gotta fact check myself.
Okay. Well, level 10's coming up here for Terry's crew as Anduin probably in a bit of a dangerous spot here as ETC going to get that power slide. And that is going to give level 10s over to the side of Terry's crew here. So
yep,
it is going to be Nidus and Stage Dive along with the Earthquake and Water Elemental. And so far, we don't yet have Ash Bash's ultimate here.
Nope. Possibly holding. See what everyone else takes, I guess. But everything else has pretty much been taken. Save for... Oh, nope. I lied.
And is that... Oh, wrong one.
That's Scarlet Aegis up there.
Gotcha. Okay. What do you think about the ultimates here for the ReGen Retro?
ReGen Retro.
Well, hold on. We've got Samuro chasing down Zagara. She's got no mana. Stage Dive's coming into the top. She has 18 health. One more hit from that Abathur, and it is going to be the kill onto Zagara.
Zagara. Bye-bye, Zag. And unfortunately for Terry's crew, they were going to lose Jaina in bottom lane as well as their fort, most likely. Oh, dear.
All right, so what do you think, Rek?
Of heroics we're talking about, right? Judgment?
Yeah.
That's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think that it's a bad
well, I was just talking about the talents in general.
Oh, in general.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's the only one that I'm like noting myself personally, but I think it's a bad talent.
No, I think it's actually a good pickup because you've got the Samuro who's going to try to sneak in, find a target, you know, set up the play, and then you're going to call for it, and Tyrell's going to judgment in, Sylvanas is going to Haunting Wave in, she's going to have her 3 stacks, and they're just going to demolish whichever target they pick.
Yeah, sure.
And there will be 6 Samuros because we have a clone. So there you go.
Okay. I'm right. Now, if he clones Samuro, they could potentially have an 8v5, you know?
They could actually have a 9v5, right?
9v5. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
Math is
Mathematics are difficult. Yeah, 9. I apologize. Math was never my strong suit, nor was any other subject. Boss coming out, Aero. How do you feel about that?
You know what? I'm not sure if they could tell that they were up here, but they're up there. So that's a boss for ReGen Retro, and that's going into that empty lane here.
Yeah, there it goes. And Anduin's going to go ahead and start channeling the bottom temple as well, so that's extra damage. Although it is going to the mid fort first.
And there's a siege camp here too. So, you know, with the Tyrael and Sylvanas, they're just going to try to keep the team focused here.
Absolutely.
And I was going to say, we've got Samuro coming up here after ETC, and there's there's the Abathur as well pushing in here, and look at how quickly ETC just dies.
I want to actually highlight what Meliodas did. I don't know if you noticed. He dodged the power slide by popping illusions. Oh my goodness.
I mean, we did say, or I did say early on, you know, if you play the Samuro well, then it's going to be absolutely disgusting. And so far, anyways, it's looking pretty disgusting. All right, so the one thing that could really screw up ReGen Retro here is if they pick a banned talent. So we'll have to see if
that
Meliodas,
would be not great.
Yeah. trying to follow the teams. It's so difficult following everything because they're just everywhere. Oh, quite a leap of faith there onto that Samuro. Because otherwise, you know what?
I think that would have been a dead Samuro otherwise.
I think so too. Oh, splash. Oh, they're not coming. I thought they were coming down for the Abathur, but he's just fine. Keeping that lane pushed up here.
Looks like they're traveling down. I think they know that.
Cue the Jaws music. Oh, you know what? But look at all these mines. Abathur will have plental. What? Oh,
harsh winds.
Yay! You love to see it.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Well, they dodged the bullet when they banned Greymane. Ha ha ha.
Oh, you know, I was gonna make that joke and I decided not to. Dang it!
See? You really should have. So Tyrael's coming up behind the Zagara. Can Tyrael with an Abathur hat take out Zagara? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. Just pushing Zagara back here.
Yeah. I like the Burning Halo pickup from Tyrael as well. It helps to clear creep. Among other things, of course.
Yep. Merciless strikes. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, here comes Judgment. Gonna pop out on top of Azazel, and the Holy Ground prevents her from getting away as well. Well played, Zamibars.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I think I might have just gotten that kill onto the screen.
Oh, sure, sure.
If not, I at least got the body.
That's what co-casters are for, I suppose.
Exactly. All right, here we go. So, again, the Abathur coming in with, this time, Sylvanas. And ETC falling down about a third already. Just real quick here, before Sylvanas even takes any damage. And ETC running away now finds himself trying to get away from a Tyrael Abathur. Yeah. But here comes the cavalry to help save him.
So, Adrenal Overload plus Swift Retribution. I'm wondering how many.
Oh, check out mid lane. There's the light bomb coming up as Thrall does get the root. Deltron throwing out that Divine Star, so he's going to get the heal. But here comes Samuro and Tyrael. What do you think, Rek?
Nothing doing there. ETC doing his absolute best to peel these people off of him, but nothing going on, really. It was just a few heroics pushed out, I guess. Scarlet Aegis and Light Bomb are both used.
And we talked about the clock here. The clock is ticking for Terry's crew. They're down a couple levels, but they are on the same talent tier. They have
so they can absolutely find something. If they find something like this, perhaps there could be a potential kill. A good root on top of Zamibars is going to prevent him from moving, but he's pushed out, or pulled back rather, by Anduin. Well played.
All right. Well, they do get a fight. Doesn't quite go as well as they would have liked, but Zagara might. I don't know if Zagara is aware that this is going on, and with the Abathur hat, this could be a dangerous proposition, and it's looking very bad for Zagara. It's time on boss. 6 seconds on boss. I don't know. I think if you're ReGen, you can probably just zip over to the boss here. Actually, well, maybe not. They're half a level from 20. Maybe get that 20, then go boss.
Maybe. Or you just try and finish this top.
Yeah, clones used. They're finishing up the top keep. They're going to have this bruiser camp here. And they're coming in here, so keep an eye out for this judgment from Tyrael. Never mind. They said, you know what? Level 20s. I don't know, Reg. Bruiser camp, 3 catapults in the mid, 1 catapult or 2 catapults in the bottom lane. No Zagara.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
they really want that 20.
Yeah, I suppose.
But clone was out, so you know what? Fair enough. I mean, that leaves them at a 4.5 essentially. And Samuro's still on the core, so this is. I mean, Samuro could actually just end this, right? I mean, if he gets an Abathur hat, which he just got.
1000%, and these bats are being prevented. A nice light bomb on top of Zamibars, who dodged inwards. Judgment followed up. I want to get cleansed actually by not Mischief, excuse me, Ashbash, and big damage coming out. But these backs are being prevented. However, Samuro died on the core. This allows for another stage dive to be used, and nothing found. But core defense, which is nice.
Well, and the core's still going, though. I mean, we've got a siege camp. We've got catapults now hitting it.
Yeah.
It's at 16, 10, 3, and 0. So the sacrifice of Samuro And the absolutely fantastic coordination there from ReGen Retro to prevent the backs. Gonna go ahead and get them a win. So good job to them. What is this? This is the post game. I want to change that. There we go. Back to the good old NGS post game. Now take a look at the stats here, Rec. 5 kills to 2.
You know what's funny? That's Sky Temple, baby. I feel like that's just Sky Temple.
Just like Blackheart's Bay 2.0 kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. I think to an extent, right? Shoot. Yeah, the highest damage 28k from Abathur, actually. Oh, I like this. It was a fun game. I kind of would have liked to have seen the Zagara work out for Terry's crew, but unfortunately it didn't. Just got ganked too often. You know, she doesn't really have a whole lot of defenses against that outside of, I got vision on them, you know? So, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it work, to be honest.
Yep. So, gonna be interesting to see what takes place here in the next match. Not match, map.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if Terry's crew wants to look at first pick, which I think is what they elected for, if I remember correctly, and we see another large map like Cursed Hollow, maybe even a Volskaya, do they look at banning out an Abathur or a Samuro?
At the very least, Samuro. You know, it's kind of like you said, Abathur's lost a bit of value. Although, you know, our friend, excuse me, who was playing him? Splash. I was gonna say Squash, which is not correct. Proved us, hey, yeah, no, that's not true. So I think at the very least, ban out Samuro. Also, I hate Samuro, so whatever. On a map like a Cursed Hollow or Volskaya, I think that could absolutely be the case. And I do believe I have a feeling it's cursed, just in general.
You think so?
I think so.
That's if Retro picks it, right?
Yeah.
So it seemed like ultimately, you know, for the most part, Terry's crew wanted to fight, and they just couldn't get the fights that they were looking for, right? They would get the power slide, but then there would be the leap of faith. Tyrael would use Eldrans to get out. You know, there would be an Abathur hat to provide the speed, I think is what he took. You know, so many different ways for ReGen to say, nah, this isn't what we want, and then kind of leave it up to Meliodas to just like throw the team on his shoulder, his or hers, their shoulder, and just run away with the game. And we saw that up at that top bruiser camp there that Zagara found. Came into it, said, hey, I think I can do this, and then got obliterated in a matter of like 5 seconds.
Part of it too is as simple as our good friend in chat, Rodney, said, the Samuro Abathur is just so difficult to deal with. Honestly, I don't really even have an answer for it myself. I suppose don't allow it, ban it. That's the best I can come up with.
Yeah. So just for chat, just so you guys are aware of what we're talking about here, basically the Merciless Strikes talent like doubles up on crit value. So you know, when Samuro uses his activated crit, his attacks actually go like crit basically, like double the crit. So
double. Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like we are going to Battlefield of Eternity.
Oh, fun. 2 of my favorites right here.
Okay. And it looks like it was Terry's crew that elected for that, so
cool.
Let's go ahead and get...
I'll go ahead and just join.
There we go. Let's get me down and get you down.
Hope everyone's having a good evening, or just evening. It's not even late afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good evening.
ReGen and Terry's crew. I'm trying to get Zammy in here.
Uh-oh.
A crit of a crit. That's exactly the deal there, Zammy. I can't join. Why can't people join? Invite to game. There we go. All right, we got people coming in now. So, Battlefield of Eternity, this is, you know, certainly going to be more likely that we'll see those fights that they wanted in the first place. So it doesn't surprise me that they, you know, bring us to this map. What are some of your preferred heroes here, Recycling?
Mine, like specifically me,
or that you like to watch?
that I like to watch. Okay, well, Tehran is always a favorite. I really like Karazin here. These are for me. As far as watching goes, it's really fun to see Chromie here. Aero. Someone pointed out to me once that she's actually got decent race. I like the race heroes. I even enjoy the occasional Tassadar on this map, okay? Being totally serious.
Okay.
Zarya is always a cool character to pull out just randomly. Really fun. Yeah, those are probably my absolute favorites. Of course, the Artanis, the Greymane, Samuro.
Indeed. I mean, we certainly could see, you know, another overall setup with the Abathur Samuro. I mean, Abathur being a hero that was played a lot in professional for a good long time on this map because of the fact that you have so much time away from the lanes. But again, with the XP changes, I don't know how safe that would be. It would just be real easy because it's not that far between middle and the lanes.
Correct. Have to agree with you on that one, Aero, especially since maybe not most, but a good chunk of the game is played just in that center area. So it's not exactly safe.
All right, we got readies from both teams.
All right.
So we're going to start up on Battlefield of Eternity. There we go. And let's see, draft. Yeah, chat's still talking about that Merciless Strikes and Samuro and, you know, Full Mango bringing up that, at least as far as he's concerned, it's always been like that. And I think that's the case. I mean, there's a lot about Samuro that apparently just doesn't work right. And if you start looking into it, like, excuse me, doing searches and, like, teams have actually affected the rules about tournament games because of, you know, creating strategies around little details that Samuro can do with some of his talents. So, gonna stick with that Johanna ban.
Okay. She blinds. She's good. She does a whole lot, to be honest. It's a whole lot of subtle things, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? The other thing that she does is that she really slows down the race of another team, because a lot of your race heroes are auto attackers.
Yeah.
You know, certainly there are some mages that kind of fit that role, like Li Ming and Jaina. But generally speaking, it's mostly your auto attackers, like your Raynor, your Greymane, Vala, and okay, fine, yeah. So
hey, look! I guess they heard me. Not really.
Who knew?
Who knew? No Sylvanas, hooray! No Alaric. Okay. He doesn't bother me that much.
Altanian, Jack of all Joe. Greymane gonna be the first pick. Rillaboom now? I have Rillaboom now. What's she talking about, Rek?
That's a Pokemon Aero. It's a cool kids thing you wouldn't understand. Oh, hey, Li Ming.
Alright.
Now Ganis. He's been seeing a lot of play lately, just in pretty much all levels, to be honest. I've been seeing him from everywhere from D to Heroic.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder if some of that is because of his bugged talent. which hopefully Mischief is aware that he cannot take that talent. But it's going to be ETC and Hanzo. Go ahead.
I believe that Mischief knows.
Splash.
ETC Hanzo, he's pretty cool here. I forgot about him. Probably one of 2 assassins I know how to play. Feels kind of bad. But, yeah, I like Hanzo here too. I completely forgot. Oh.
Hey, and just want to send out a big shout out to my friend Liderock in chat with the 500 bits. Thank you very much, Liderock. Lid, a member of ReGen Anomaly, another ReGen team. A lot of ReGen in the house tonight, showing up there for their support for ReGen Retro.
That's cool. I know them. Maybe.
We used to be on a team with Liderock, although I know he was a sub. Did he actually ever get to play in a match?
He did play in a match once.
Okay.
Once or twice. That was in season 5 or 4 even.
Yeah.
No, 5.
5. Yeah, that was when I was a sub as well.
That's when you were a sub as well, Aero. And look at you now. I am the reason Aero is. I want everyone to know that. This is my fault.
That is true. That is inaccurate. I mean, technically speaking, wouldn't it be Shui? I would say it would be Shui.
That's actually Shui. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. It's Shui's fault. But oh my goodness, Lily though. Oh, Aero. You know what I want. You know what I'm asking for. You know what I'm begging for.
I mean, dude, I've seen Lily at all levels of play this week. It is crazy. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like, Lily's one of those heroes you just don't see that often. Everybody makes it a big joke. It's a gag because, you know, she does have some difficulty keeping up with healing in general. But you've got Cassia can heal herself with blinded targets, which Lily helps to enable. Mal'Ganis heals himself. Li Ming's going to be far enough back. There's not really anybody that's going to sneak around and get to her, most likely. So, and then you've got Artanis who can provide himself shields. So, okay.
I'm going to be honest. I really, really like Terry's Cruise comp. I really like it.
But do you like it because you think it's going to win, or do you like it because you like the heroes?
I like the heroes.
Yeah.
That being said, it actually, that is a lot of damage. They have 3 blind sources for Cassia. Obviously, one of them being her own. The others being Artanis' heroic suppression pulse and Lily's blinding winds ability.
And you know what? Again, I mean, Cassia can throw out the charged strikes on a map like this.
Yep.
It's, you know, I mean, you can get a lot of value. They've got ETC, Malthael, Greymane. All 3 of those heroes can be, you know, right up in your face. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
It's legitimate, yeah. And there's a whole lot of, I don't want to say a lot of auto attacks. There's Greymane and Malthael. He autos, but that's not his main source of damage. So it'll hurt. It'll definitely hurt ReGen Retro. If they can identify that, they can maybe peel off for a second, allow the blinds to run out, and then re-engage. Re-engage!
The challenge there is that all of these blinds, with the exception of Artanis, pretty short cooldowns.
Yes.
And Lily
even
can add
Artanis is pretty short for a heroic.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's get that fixed. All right. Game number 2 here between ReGen Retro and Terry's crew. On the left, we've got ReGen Retro. Splash going to be playing the Hanzo. Zammy Bars on the ETC. Meliodas on the Greymane. Deltron on the Ana. And Aaron on good old Malthael.
And on the right side, it's going to be Terry's crew. We have Shredded playing Artanis. Mandy will be running Lily. Azazel on Li Ming. Mischief on Mal'Ganis. And Ashbash on Cassia. Aero, I don't know if you noticed there is a little bit of a role swap between players.
With the Artanis and Mal'Ganis, right?
Well, Mandy's playing Lily, and Ashbash is playing Dammies as well.
Did I did set that up right? Ashbash. Yeah, okay, I did set up. I wasn't really paying attention. I just write it in the thing, and then it does the pop-ups, and I hope I'm right. So
fun.
All right, so we did get the talent here for Lily Wind Serpent. given her that extra blinding wind out of her level 1 talent every time she does that serpent. So that's high value. It gives her even more blinds.
Yep.
And we don't have an auto forfeit coming out from Mal'Ganis, although I'm sure that the teams would have just said, oh, you know what, let's just remake real quick if that did happen at level 1 here. But charge strikes for Cassia as expected, and the Ether Walker for Li Ming.
Yeah, dude. This is looking good.
Oh, big sleep dart there. Cassia just kind of taking a nap in the middle of the lane. But over on the other side here, so we, of course, have that Scatter Arrow build for Hanzo. That'll help them with the race. Prog Rock and the Bio Grenade here for Ana.
Bit of an invade going on here, Aero. Not invade, I shouldn't say that, but an interrupted attempt. ReGen Retro winds up snagging themselves a bottom camp that Terry's crew started.
And checking out up the top, both of the solo laners here were just kind of hanging out in bushes, having that agreement to say, you know what, let's just not even worry about it.
Let's play 0-player mode.
Yep. Currently, though, up in the top, Shredded has about half a mana bar, whereas Aaron doing just fine. Has all of his health, has all of his mana.
Yeah, but he got swapped to Rude, but it doesn't matter. He's Malthael. He just leaves.
All right, level 4 is coming up here for Retro, and Terry's crew will have level 4s here soon as well. Any level 4s that are super impactful? I think the Ring of the Leech is important, but oh, Mischief getting knocked back there out of the Night Rush, and that's going to be first blood.
Anyway, super impactful.
Well, so I don't think it's going to be Water Dragon. Because we didn't get the spell power at level 4. We got the Wind Serpent talent, so there you go.
Even Jugs benefits from it, but that's okay. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the pick. Take it, but just a fun fact.
Fun fact. Well, it's a big swap onto Deltron. Ana deep into the team here is going to be able to walk away, and ETC getting hit with a pretty significant arcane orb there, and that orb almost hitting the Malthael. I think it would have taken out Deltron if it had hit.
I've got to be honest though, that sleep on top of Mischief there might have actually saved ETC's Amy bars. I don't know. Right at the end there.
Well, Cassie going in onto the gray main here, power slide in, slowing things down, and race still very much in favor here of ReGen Retro, looks like.
For now. The night is young, Aero. And so are we.
So halftime is achieved here. Ashbash very low as Greymane coming in, but the big Arcane Orb coming in, and Shredded going hard, looking for Zammy bars. And while the health bars are low, nobody yet has fallen. Malthael going in, looking for Mischief, does get the kill. Also looking for Shredded. But Shredded has a shield.
Might go for it. No, well, he went for it, but didn't get it.
That was close. I carry him. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the show as the Immortal race is done. But ETC does get swapped here and is gonna fall very low, but not quite gonna get that kill. Oh, maybe. No. That Arcane Orb was
just
like 3 inches away from ETC's tail. I wonder if ETC has an actual tail. I mean, he's a cow,
must be
right?
really little. He's a cow, so it's really little.
Cow tails aren't that I mean, they're thin,
Yeah,
but
they're long. They're thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they're not that little.
All right, well,
big
Mandy
sun on top of Mandy.
Yeah, Randy pretty far out there. Mandy pretty far out. Mandy? God, I don't know. Anyways, Mischief going in with the Fell Claws, trying to catch somebody. This Immortal sitting at about half health here as the healing well is going to go down. And ETC zoning out from the top. And I don't know, Rek, it looks like they get this fort here.
Definitely a fort, without a doubt in my mind. In fact, there it goes.
Hey,
Yeah,
did you
that's what
notice
they're
the check it out? Check out Mischief's mount next time you get a chance.
Oh, I will. I will do that. Let me take a look.
You'll see it in a moment.
Huh.
But Shredded could be in a bit of danger here. Never mind. A whole lot of danger.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's the Chihuahua.
Yeah, it's your boy Chihuahua Boy.
I don't remember what it's called.
It's just Chihuahua Boy. 100% chance it's called Chihuahua Boy.
Yeah. Oh, ETC coming in here. They've got a man advantage, and they're going to take advantage of it here. But ETC is actually going to be the one to fall next.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mischief difference, baby. Good sleep on top of an ETC is gonna, hold him in place for a while. ETC doesn't have much health. It's more his armor and passive healing that allows, not passive healing, guitar solo that allows him to, sustain so well. Outside of that, his health, just health, isn't spectacular. So when he's sleeping, can't use abilities.
Yeah, between his healing and his armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Big burst from Li Ming will put him in an awkward place.
For sure.
So we do have Let's Go from Lily, so that is the cleanse ability.
Mm-hmm. One of the better ones.
I think it's the best one.
Oh, you could argue that Karazim's is pretty good.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Especially since you can get it up to what, like 3?
3, and if you opt into Epiphany at 20, that's like 5.
Yeah, so pretty crazy being able to dash around. Of course, much like Lucio's high 5, that can put you in a bit of danger.
Can put you in an awkward spot. You can't use it on yourself, so shrug.
Yeah. I think that Lucio's high 5 should have been able to be used on himself. I think you should be able to high 5 yourself. Like, maybe it's on a longer cooldown, but come on. Like, it's just cool.
All right, Aero, nano boost Tormented Souls. You know it's coming.
with the mosh pit?
That's gonna hurt. Assuming mosh pits land.
And, well, we've got a Dragon Arrow just for that purpose, as Shredded's going to head down there into the bot lane to clear up, as so is Aaron in the... Aaron. Aaron. Too many Aarons.
Aaron.
Oh, man. But level 10's now available here, and it is going to be the Jug of 1,000 Cups here for Lily. Wave of Force, of course, to deal with that mosh pit as well.
Wave of Force, of course.
Wait, Lily has a talent named Let's Go. She sure does. Let me put that up for you, Murda. Let's go. All right, so race currently very much in favor of ReGen. Looks like they're gonna go ahead and head back and tap. And there's a lot of pressure in that bot lane too.
I don't know if you noticed, but there was a big arrow coming out, and on top gonna be a Tormented Souls with nano boost. A bounce pit goes out, but it's immediately interrupted, and Aaron just going crazy with those Qs, healing up all the damage that he's dealing. Another stun on top of Ash Bash, and then Shredded is gonna fall just as well because of the Hanzo scattered arrows. Oh my goodness, talking is hard.
Indeed. Now check it out here. This camp, both of the camps here, pressuring onto this bottom keep. Already about 20% down. But now the Immortal is going to go into the top lane. Although ETC, hanging out by himself in the bot lane. Doesn't feel he's necessary.
All right, bottom pressure relieved. Time to defend top.
Yeah, and with the Greymane on this fort it's gone before anything even gets here. The Immortal just showing up to tap it over. And this is where now Terry's crew's got to put some work in. They've gotten a kill earlier on a 4v5, but they're losing structures here. I don't know. What do you think, Rick? What can they do here to make this work?
I think they need to just find the fight first, like that big swap, for instance. Except it was used onto Aaron, who's just gonna pop Tormented Souls, and the nano boost on top of that is just gonna allow for a dead Lily as well as dead Ash Bash. Oh dear. Sleeping Aaron, though, is going to cause him to die next, but not before this keep falls, at least. Or, well, it is before the keep falls, actually.
Well, a 1-for-2 trade there, along with the keep, so not quite
not enough damage. No.
Yeah, not quite what Terry's crew was looking for, ideally, but it's not the end of the game.
No, and crazier things have happened.
Yeah, level 13 now available for Retro, as they make their way now down to the bottom keep.
Ooh, Cursed Bullet went out, but didn't hit anything.
Lily's spraying with the panda spray there. Now, Rek, you and I were talking the other day. There are some new pixel sprays that look really cool.
They look really, really cool, and I'm glad that Lily correct one because it has Water Dragon.
Oh, yes, right, yeah. I thought you were talking about the one that Lily just sprayed, which was just her.
Oh, no. The pixel sprays, they're really cool. You guys should check them out. Ninja added them. I found one by accident, and I'm like, wait, what? Checked it out, and there's a bunch there. I think my favorite might be Skateboarding Abathur, but that's just me.
Yeah, I got the Pixel Nova today.
Oh, nice.
In a loot box. All right, so talent advantage here to ReGen Retro. They're making their way onto this keep. Here comes the Mephisto with that Tormented Souls nano boost. And Mischief's going to have to pop the Carrion Swarm, falling very low, as is Cassia. The core, keep, whatever words.
Yeah, words are hard tonight.
Rek, you're
this
killing
is really
me.
hard to... I know.
And here comes the Immortal now. And there's still the Siege Camp going up in the top, so... Terry's crew's got to pick this up. They got to deal with this. Maybe get their Shaman Camp and then, you know, get onto the race. They got to make use of what they can between the Li Ming and Artanis and burn this down quickly. And I think that the Immortals are positioned so that they're on opposite. Yeah, okay. So they can burn this down pretty quickly, I would think. I'm not sure which team has the higher race at this point. Right now, it's looking like ReGen Retro. By a pretty significant amount, too.
No kidding. I mean, there's a Greymane and a Hanzo, and even Malthael to an extent. It's going to be rough to race against. Although...
And there's the core call right now. The camp's coming in, but they can't very well just let ReGen Retro have this. They're on even talent tiers here. There's the cleanse onto Mal'Ganis, and Lightning Orbs coming out into the back line here. Jug of 1,000 Cups used as Malthael going in with the whatever he does, and Carrion Swarm's coming out as well. Azazel trying to get away, and it's going to be Artanis falling to the Immortal. Li Ming's going to be the next to fall, and this is a fantastic place if you're ReGen Retro now. I mean, I don't even think they need to do much. They've got camps going. The Mosh Pit coming in to help secure the...
Oh, man.
Mal'Ganis and Lily falling as well, so a full 5-man team wipe as ReGen Retro making their way onto the core.
Yeah, the GGs are already being thrown out.
It could happen. The Li Ming dream could happen right here. She's got a Hanzo close by. Almost gets him, too.
That could have been spooky.
It was close. And that's going to be game number 2 going over to ReGen Retro in this best of 3. Alrighty then. 12 kills to 2, so certainly some more activity there in the kills. And let's go ahead and see if we can get someone in for an interview here real quick. Let's see, Zammy. So what do you see in these stats and these talents here, Rek?
Stats-wise, I see big damage. Actually, Cassia, Ashbash on Cassia did a fantastic job of the damage on the damage department. But, you know, outside of Mal'Ganis, there wasn't really any real lockdown. I suppose an Artanis swap could put, you know, an opposing team member out of position, but a lot of said team members had a lot of ways to deal with that, such as, I think there was a swap onto Hanzo at one point, and whatchamacallit, the lightning ball went out on top of him, but he dashed away and no one was around, so the ball just kind of disappeared right out the gate. But talents wise, I mean, you know, I don't see anything too oh gosh, why would you take that, you know? So
sure. Well, it sounds like we're gonna get Splash from ReGen Retro to come chat with us. So Rek, let's go ahead and hop over into the lobby in ReGen.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Sure.
Alrighty, so we are joined by Splash from ReGen Retro. Congratulations on your victory there. How you feeling after that?
Feeling good, man. That was a pretty commanding wins, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is your guys' first set of the season so far, yeah?
That's right.
Well, good start to the season. Now I know there was some adjustments to the team. So who are the new folks to the team this season?
Well, myself and Meliodas have been playing together for a while, and our tank player Zami, we started playing with through Storm League, and then we ended up joining ReGen Retro, and so I'd say we're the new guys, honestly.
Okay. Sorry, they were asking about tones. I just wanted to make sure if they needed me to show them again. But so let's talk about game number 1, because we were talking a lot about the some of the changes to heroes, and like the Sonya going up in power. And Abathur, the general consensus seems to be that Abathur has maybe scaled back a little bit, but you guys played that amazingly well. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I agree. I remember the first day I tried him out after the changes, and it seemed so much more difficult to soak at first. But then as time went on, I kind of realized, for one thing, you don't have to be around when minions die anymore to get XP. You just have to catch the globe, and like the 6-second window that it exists. So you can just had a wave after X number of minions have died for a split second, and let them orbs go to a minion, and then switch off. And on this map specifically, we a lot of time find it a lot easier to play around the mechanics of it rather than team fight, because there's almost never one thing that needs to be done on the map. It's not like our second map, Battlefield of Eternity. It's almost the exact opposite. You pretty much have one main objective the entire time, whereas on Sky Temple there's 50 different things you can be doing on the map at any given time, and you can soak all over the place and just create a lot of split pressure. And Samuro and Abathur both do that really well, especially together. So
it's funny that you mentioned that about Sky Temple, because I felt like it was so hard to keep up with what everybody was doing on that map, because like you said, you guys were doing things at all, everywhere on the map at all times. And I almost felt like, I should have done some cocaine before I started the stream, because I was just so far everywhere trying to keep up. But that's an interesting idea about the Abathur, to basically say, hey, you know what, we can just pop a hat on, soak, vacuum up that XP, and then move on to the next lane.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's that's an
obviously the
point.
body soaking is a lot more difficult. You have to be so much more map aware, and pretty much if I don't see every member of the other team, I won't body the lane. But otherwise, you literally just dig into the center of your own wave to soak, which feels weird in comparison to before, always sitting in a bush, but it still works, at least to some extent.
Yeah, for sure. So fantastic. And you know what, I'm really glad that we got to see it and got to highlight it here at the end of the week. And for all of the ReGen folks, there are a lot of ReGen family out there in Twitch land that we're cheering you guys on tonight. So really glad that we were able to put the show on for all of them, and obviously us as part of ReGen as well. So Battlefield of Eternity, with their comp kind of shaping up with that Cassiar, Tannis, Lili, and the Mal'Ganis in the very beginning, was there anything that you guys adjusted about your draft, or did you guys pretty much have this idea going into it that that's how you wanted to go?
The initial picks, we kind of had a tank in mind, and we wanted a good race, which is where obviously the Greymane and the Hanzo came from. But the last two, we honestly had some split opinions about what to do at the end, and it kind of ended up, we ran out of time and just went with the idea of running the Nano on Malthuel, and I mean it worked.
It did, absolutely it did. Rek, I know you often have a long list of questions. What questions do you have for Splash here?
So tonight I have just one question. So with these recent changes, I feel as if, and I kind of asked this to Aero, I feel as if split pushing is like more okay than ever. Would you disagree or agree with that? You know, because I noticed that they picked a Zagara, and that's kind of what she's notorious for, is kind of not team fighting and just going simply for forts and keeps and whatnot. And that popped in my head briefly. So would you agree, disagree? What are your feelings on that?
Disagree or agree about the fact that, you know, split pushing is more valuable now? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Than it was
Good
before.
question. I don't know. I feel somewhat, you know, indifferent. You know, as if that hasn't changed that much. Just because of the XP changes. I don't know how I feel. The 2019 changes that changed the fact that, you know, you could get XP from taking a fort and towers and anything like that made soaking in general just so much more important. You pretty much always need to be catching soak at some point until 20 now, in comparison to before. You could, you know, rotate your solo in and force a team fight and then move them back off to keep soaking. But now that you lose a lot of value because you don't gain much from taking a fort, the passive XP really doesn't amount to much of anything. You know, maybe a half level lead, which disappears instantly from a bad team fight. But split pushing in general, yeah, I mean, in the sense that it can help you get forts, which again the passive XP helps on, and it also makes sure that you have someone soaking rather than, you know, grouping for a 5-on-5 team fight. I think it is more valuable in that sense.
Good deal. Well, hey, listen, just to wrap it up for questions here. Actually, Rick, did you have any other questions?
No, that was my biggest
one. Rick typically has 0 or 1 questions, so it's I wasn't totally cutting him off there. No. So just last question here. What was your favorite moment of tonight's matchup? Something you guys did, something you or your teammates, or even something your opponents did that was just really like a wow moment?
Good question. The judgment light bomb was kind of unexpected. You know, we went into it not even thinking about those ults, and it was like, well, Sank isn't really useful for what we're trying to do at all. And periodically they're going to end up split just because that's how that map works, and it helped get several kills. I think the funniest moment was Zag showing up and trying to contest the bruiser camp top that Samura was on, and I saw him and he said, Zag's coming, and I said, trust me, you're fine. It's just Zag, you're fine. So then we just killed him and took the camp, and then we ended shortly after. I guess I liked being on the objective as Abathur, getting to dance around at the end of that game. That was nice. But all around, a great play by everybody on our team.
Good deal. All right, well, listen, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Any shout-outs that you'd like to make?
Any shout-outs? I'll shout out Zammy for getting us on here, getting us all together. You know, he's the one pretty much who put this group of guys together, and, you know, it's worked out. We're enjoying playing together. Obviously, we've only had this match so far. So, you know, win or loss going forward, I'm enjoying playing with these guys, and it's been a good experience.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us here, Splash. I'm really glad that you have been able to be a part of the ReGen community here. And again, congratulations on your victory here on the first match. Feels really good, especially, you know, Murda shouted out in chat there. The ReGen organization this week, 4-0 in the matches. So Phoenix, Anomaly, actually it might be 5. There might have been a flex match in there for Anomaly. I think they were 2-0. So Phoenix, Anomaly, ReGen, and now ReGen Retro all winning their matches this week. So way to cap it off.
Yeah, I'm glad we could get the wins and you know, keep it going.
For sure, for sure. Well, have a good night. Thanks again for coming in here.
You too. Thank you guys for talking to me. Enjoyed it.
Absolutely. All right. Do you want to shout out here Mira, or is it Mir 282 for the 1,000 bits? Anyways, I'm assuming it's Mira with just numbers in there. And of course, Silvara with the 11 bits. Kasail and for the follow, and Shadonis coming in with the raid at the last minute so we could get a little bit of an interview here. But this is the last cast of the night. We're all done for NGS here, and that's it. Rek, anything you want to say to the viewers at home?
Yeah, I love you. Platonically.
The viewers at home or me?
Both.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, it's been a pleasure casting with you tonight, Rec. I'm glad that you could join me for this. And for all of you out at home, thanks again for joining us. And make sure to tune in here. We've got a whole bunch of additional casts coming this week. So have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you again soon.